to my channel. My name is Anshita, CA Anshita. Yes, you've heard it right. I am a chartered accountant now, no more a CA finalist. Finally, the word finalist has stopped chasing me. I was seriously fed up introducing myself as a CA finalist for the longest time ever. Ever since I cleared my Group 2 exams in Jan, I was constantly being asked to share my exam strategies over DMs. Initially, I never wanted to make such a type of video for it because I thought there are already a lot of videos of rankers and top scorers sharing their strategies of how they studied and cleared with flying colors. So I thought, why would anybody want to know my strategy and approach since I have not scored anything exceptional? So I started replying to each one personally, but believe me, it really gets difficult to share every single detail over text. So to make it more convenient, I thought of posting a video regarding the same. But I took so much time to shoot this video that while I was planning the content of my Group 2 strategy, my Group 1 results got announced, and I am so delighted to share that it turned out to be the best day of my life till date. It's the most amazing feeling which I don't think I can literally express in words. Okay, after sharing the good news with you all, I was flooded with DMs again regarding what was my strategy of clearing CA finals and, to be specific, how to clear audit paper. Because I've seen so many mark sheets and there were so many people who scored exceptionally good marks in other three subjects, but because of audit, they could not clear the group. And this is actually really heartbreaking. I can feel you. I can totally feel you. Also, a lot of you wanted to talk to me personally, and I'm really obliged and would love to help each one of you. But there are some limitations of being a human. So I've decided that this video will not be a formal one. It will be more like a candid conversation, just like the way I would have talked to you over phone. And I'll try to be specific while sharing every single detail about how I prepared and what points should be taken care of while you're preparing for your exams. I would have posted this video last week, but I did not do that intentionally. Reason being, I know how it feels to be at that place where you are right now. I have experienced it few months back, and I can totally understand that those who really work hard actually need some time to let go of whatever happened and start afresh. I myself was unable to accept the fact that I could not clear my Group 1 in the first attempt because I had really worked hard for it. But anyway, I think that was not the right time for me to become a chartered accountant, and this was, so it happened. So some of you might have already made a timetable by now and started executing it, which is very good, but a few might still be in that state of denial and shock. But see, 10 days have already passed now, and there is nothing you can do to change about what has already happened. But yes, you can work harder and turn your dreams into reality only by accepting the past. Heal yourself from all the pain and give the best shot one more time, and this time with double efforts and zeal. You might be blaming your luck today because something for which you worked so hard did not happen the way you expected it to happen. But believe me, this luck factor might have been unfavorable to you today, but you never know, in the long run, you might feel that this luck factor actually favorable to you that day. I myself have felt sometimes that if I wouldn't have been unlucky that day, I would have never felt so lucky today. So I think you all will also realize that it's just a matter of time. Before I begin, I would like to clarify some things. See, we all are unique. We have different preferences, different approaches, different situations, different studying patterns. So whatever strategies you hear from others are the ones which worked for that particular student. It might work for you or it might not, or you might be the one having some brilliant strategy which you can definitely share with others once you get the desired result out of it. So whatever I'll share now is totally my personal view and something which worked for me. You might like all of it, maybe some of it, or maybe none. That's totally fine with me. I appreciate the fact that you have some unique thoughts about it. So my personal request to all of you is believe in your own strategy first. Plan it, execute it. If it doesn't turn out to be good, then try something else. But don't lose hope. Don't give up. Keep on trying new things. You might learn a lot of other things in the whole process. So just keep on trying. Now, before I jump on to subject-wise strategy, I would like to share a few general points which I followed in all the subjects or which I think are common for all the subjects. So, I'll share the common points first and then I will talk about each and every subject specifically. In this video, I cover group 1 subjects only because otherwise it will be a long video. I'll share the group 1 strategy in this video and in the next part, I'll share the group 2 strategy separate. Okay, start with the general and common points for all the subjects first. So, the first point is your approach towards any subject begins from the day you first encounter it. Whether you studied by taking classes or you do it self, it doesn't matter. But the approach and the way you treat the subject that time actually creates a big impact on how it is going to be when you finally prepare for your exams in your exam leaves. Now the question is, what do I mean to say by making the first encounter impactful and how it has to be done? For this, you need to first decide whether you wish to take classes for any subject or you prefer to do the self-study. I've already uploaded a detailed video on this. You can check that video out if you also face difficulties in making the decision or you should select a suitable faculty for yourself. I'm sure that video will definitely help you. I'll give the link of that video in the I button. Okay. So let's say you decided to take classes and you bought the video lectures. Now the first thing is you have to make a schedule, a proper schedule. Like when are you going to watch these lectures? Make sure to be regular in watching these lectures, otherwise it is of no use. Check out the last video for this. Like, believe me, consistency is actually the key. So to know how you can be consistent and how you can ensure consistency, you can definitely check that video out. I'll give the link of that video in the I button. Okay. Now, see, whenever you are studying anything, your primary aim should be on understanding the concept first. Try to analyze which type of questions have been framed with respect to that particular concept, be it practical or theory. See, if you understand what and why you are studying that, you tend to understand stuff better. Also, retaining it automatically becomes easier for you. So make sure you focus on understanding the concepts. Okay. Also, use ABC analysis only to decide the sequence of studying the subject, but not for choosing which topics to cover and which ones to leave. Also, this has to be used only during your second and subsequent revisions and not in the beginning. When you are studying the subject for the first time, try to study it in the sequence which maybe your teachers might have used while you were taking the classes. This way you can understand the subject better because there is a lot of interlinking involved. So when you are studying for the first time, you need to understand which sequence is going to help you understand things in a better way. See, you all know ABC analysis, but I would say you have to make your own XYZ category for each subject. Now, what is this XYZ category? XYZ category is a categorization which is based upon the confidence level you have in each chapter of every subject. For example, there are 10 chapters in a particular subject, and amongst those chapters, there are 5 chapters in which you are very, very confident. You have thoroughly studied them, revised them. So you can place these 5 chapters in X category. Okay, now the other 5 chapters have to be categorized into Y and Z based upon the level of confidence you have on those chapters. The level of preparation should be to bring these Y category chapters to X category and Z category chapters to Y category. For this, you need to first compare your XYZ category to ABC analysis. Now, if you see any chapter which is in A category or B category in the ABC analysis, but in your categorization of XYZ, you have placed that particular chapter in Z category or in Y category, then your aim should be to bring that Y category or Z category chapter to X category, because this chapter is important and you are not confident in that chapter. So your first target should be to bring that chapter to the X category. Okay, you have to prepare your own XYZ category for each subject, because no one else knows it better that which chapters you are weak in. So see, it might happen that there is one chapter which is very important from exam point of view, but you know it well that you are fully prepared for it. Then why do you think you need to revise it again? Instead, revise those chapters which are in Y category, but if you dedicate more time, you can bring those chapters into X category. This way you will be able to self-analyze your strong and weak areas. Time, highlight and make a keywords notebook. Like if you have to remember certain words, then just write it down separately, so that the next time you see that topic, you just have to focus more and more on those words and retain them and use them wherever possible. If you are preparing for only one group and you know that out of all the 4 subjects you have a phobia in one subject, or you feel that if you don't revise this particular subject more often, you will forget whatever you have studied and might feel underconfident with this thought, then to revise that subject daily. Allot 1 or 2 hours to revise it again and again every single day. This way you will never lose a connection with that subject and your confidence level will be higher. Next, mark the questions while you are reading them for the first time and then revise the marked ones only in your subsequent revisions. You don't have to practice all the questions again and again. You have to use the elimination technique. You have to eliminate the questions that you are able to solve without any difficulty in every revision. Like for example, during your first revision you had marked 30 questions. Now in the second revision you have to try your best to eliminate at least 10 questions out of it, or at least 5 questions out of it. In every subsequent revision, your target should be to eliminate the question, to reduce the number of questions to be practiced on the last day, that is 1 day before the exams. Okay, the chapters go always break into parts and then study each topic every day with cumulative revision. You don't have to revise each and every chapter in your each subsequent revision. This is what I personally feel. Instead, pick up those chapters which you feel require more of your attention and revision. Do detailed coverage, don't be selective, otherwise you will end up scoring less than 40 in those subjects if you are going for selective study. Okay, please don't be selective. Next, every subject has to be dealt with a different approach. In fact, I found that even few chapters in sub-subjects altogether required a different strategy. So don't hesitate in trying different approaches in few topics or chapters. This is totally normal. Okay. Also, don't go for shortcuts. If you have time, please invest more of it in doing self-study. Take help from YouTube only to solve your doubts. Don't just look for solutions through shortcuts. If you have a doubt in a particular topic, try to read the concept again and again. See if you can solve your own doubt yourself. If not, then you can definitely refer to YouTube. But don't go to YouTube or don't take help directly without even trying to solve your own doubt. Don't go for shortcuts. If you have time, please invest most of it in doing self-study. Take help from YouTube only for doubt solving, but don't become a complete dependent, otherwise you won't even think for a while when you face any doubts. You should try solving your doubts on your own at least once. If at all after trying to solve them yourself you face any difficulties, you can definitely take help from your friends or you can refer to YouTube, but only after trying to solve your own doubts yourself once. Okay, I used to refer to YouTube videos for conceptual clarity whenever I was unable to recall whatever I have studied during my classes or unable to make out from my class notes. I had seen videos of almost every single teacher and I'm really grateful to each one of them for their contribution in my studies. I cannot give credit to any single teacher because each one of them have directly or indirectly helped me to understand things in a better way. I cannot say that since I took classes from this particular teacher, so the whole credit goes to that teacher. No, I think all the teachers have directly or indirectly helped me, at least through YouTube. The point is, consistency is the key. Unplanned long breaks during your preparation is dangerous. Don't get trapped and distracted by any postponement news. जब भी कोविड केसेस इंक्रीज होते हैं, पोस्टपोनमेंट का शोर मच जाता है एंड आई हैव सीन मोर देन 60% स्टूडेंट्स लीव देयर स्टडीज इन बिटवीन कम्प्लीटली. बिलीव मी, इससे पता है क्या होता है, जो आपने पहले पढ़ा होता है ना वो भी वेस्ट हो जाता है बिकॉज आपने अपना मोमेंटम खुद ब्रेक कर लिया. मल्टीपल रिविजन्स कर ली बट बीच में काफ़ी सारे लॉन्ग ब्रेक्स ले लिए, तो ऐसी मल्टीपल रिविजन्स उतनी इफेक्टिव नहीं होंगी इन कंपैरिजन टू इफ़ यू हैव स्टडीड समथिंग कंसिस्टेंटली. सो कंसिस्टेंसी एक्चुअली वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. प्लीज़ डोंट इग्नोर दिस. कुछ भी होता है, एग्जाम्स का आपका स्केड्यूल ऊपर नीचे होता है, तो उसकी वजह से अपनी प्रिपरेशन जो आपने इतने महीने इन्वेस्ट किए हैं उनको प्लीज़ वेस्ट मत करो. आई रिमेंबर जुलाई अटेम्प्ट जब होने वाला था, उससे पहले भी काफ़ी टाइम तक सबको लग रहा था शायद नहीं होंगे जुलाई में भी एग्जाम्स. इवन आफ्टर द डेट शीट वॉज अनाउंस्ड, स्टिल अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल थॉट दैट एग्जाम्स नहीं होंगे एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दिस दे एक्चुअली हैम्पर्ड देयर प्रिपरेशन. एंड जब जुलाई में एग्जाम्स हो गए तो आई थिंक दे वुड हैव डेफिनेटली रिग्रेटेड. तब कोविड रहेगा, यू कैन नॉट प्रिडिक्ट कि कब एग्जाम्स टाइम पर होंगे और कब नहीं होंगे. तो इट्स बेटर कि आप इन चीज़ों के ऊपर बिल्कुल भी ध्यान मत दो. इनकी वजह इतने सालों की मेहनत पर पानी मत फेरो. प्लीज़ इस पर बिल्कुल भी आपको फोकस नहीं करना है. आपके पास जो डेट शीट है उस टाइम पर आपको प्रिपेयर करना है. नो मैटर कुछ भी हो जाए, आपको बस याद रखना है कि आपको टाइम वेस्ट नहीं करना है अननेसेसरली. कुछ जेन्युइन प्रॉब्लम है तो ऑफ कोर्स यू विल गेट डिस्ट्रैक्टेड एंड दैट्स टोटली ओके. But if you have the resources, if you are not facing any problems and still you are not studying or you're not focusing, then that is your personal problem and you will have to face the consequences. So it's better, don't get trapped, don't get distracted. These were some of the points which I wanted to discuss, wanted to share. I hope you'll keep all these things in mind, and these were common pointers, for example marking the questions and all those things. So you have to apply all these pointers for all these subjects. Now let's move on to subject wise strategy for group 1 subjects one by one. Let's talk about FR. I took classes from Praveen Sharma sir. Along with sir's class notes, I also referred to a lot of Pratik Jagati sir's videos on YouTube. जो भी इंडेक्स मुझे समझ नहीं आता था या मुझे लग रहा था कि इसमें मैं वीक हूँ, आई यूज्ड टू सी इफ आई कैन इम्प्रूव माई कॉन्सेप्चुअल क्लैरिटी in that particular index. For that I used to refer to his YouTube videos which were really good. I had solved questions from study material only, including all the illustration. I had prepared concept diaries for almost all the subjects. Example, if I am solving questions of Index 102 today, what I am going to do is I am going to revise Index 102 from that concept diary. After revising the concepts, I am going to start solving the questions from the study material. Now while solving, I'll see ऐसे कौन से questions हैं जो मैं एक बारी में खुद से सॉल्व कर पा रही हूँ without seeing the solutions of course, and ऐसे कौन से questions हैं which were tricky या जिसमें मैंने concept तो पढ़ा था लेकिन मैं उसको अप्लाई नहीं कर पाई. तो वो सारे questions मैं मार्क कर लेती थी कि ये वाले questions ऐसे हैं जहाँ पर I was unable to solve them without seeing the solution. तो इससे मेरे कुछ क्वेश्चंस एलिमिनेट हो जाते थे विच वर वेरी डायरेक्ट, विच वर वेरी इजी. जनरली काफ़ी सारी इलस्ट्रेशंस मेरी एलिमिनेट हो जाती थी, लेकिन मेरी कॉन्सेप्चुअल अंडरस्टैंडिंग इंप्रूव हो जाती थी बिकॉज आई हैव रेड द कॉन्सेप्ट एंड आई हैव सीन हाउ इट इज़ टू बी अप्लाइड, राइट. सो मैं ऐसे करके मेरी फर्स्ट रिविजन हुई. देन सेकेंड रिविजन जब मैं करती थी फिर से मैं कॉन्सेप्ट रिवाइज करती थी फ्रॉम माई डायरी एंड देन मैं फिर से वो मार्क्ड क्वेश्चंस करती थी. अब इस बार भी अगर कोई क्वेश्चन एलिमिनेट हो सकता था तो आई यूज्ड टू एलिमिनेट दोज क्वेश्चंस एंड अगेन आई हैव अ रिड्यूस्ड लिस्ट नाउ. For example, if I had marked 10 questions earlier, now I might have only 8 questions to revise in the next revision. So this way I used to revise my practical subjects, and since I'm talking about FR right now, so this was how I used to study FR. Revision of concepts and then solving of questions, solving of marked question in the second revision and similarly in the subsequent revisions. ये सब करने होते हैं, ये आपको already पता है. मैंने कोई मॉक टेस्ट पेपर्स नहीं दिए थे किसी भी सब्जेक्ट के बिकॉज आई वॉज प्रिटी कॉन्फिडेंट अबाउट माई स्पीड. मेरे कभी भी पेपर्स छूटते नहीं हैं. अगर मुझे कुछ नहीं आता या मैं बहुत ज़्यादा मैं श्योर नहीं हूँ किसी क्वेश्चन को लेकर एंड टाइम की शॉर्टेज है, तो हुआ है कि मैंने वो क्वेश्चन जान के उतने अच्छे से अटेम्प्ट नहीं किया. बट अदरवाइज मेरे साथ कभी भी ऐसा नहीं हुआ कि टाइम की शॉर्टेज की वजह से मेरा पेपर छूट गया हो. आई एम वेरी क्विक एट राइटिंग, गेव एनी मॉक टेस्ट पेपर्स और नेवर actually sat for 3 hours to write a paper. Instead, I used to solve as many questions as possible so that I feel confident that yes, I am able to recall whatever I have studied. So, मेरा जो intention होता था main ये होता था कि whether I am able to recall the stuff which I have studied. क्योंकि क्या होता है, अगर हमने सिर्फ रीडिंग करी है, सिर्फ क्वेश्चन को प्रैक्टिस किया है बुक में से ही बार बार, तो हमें पता नहीं चलता कि हम अगर हमारे पास पेपर में क्वेश्चन आता है तो हम उसको रिकॉल कर पाएंगे या नहीं. तो जब भी प्रिपरेशन हो गई थी उसके बाद आई यूज्ड टू सी द पेपर एंड फिर मैं वहाँ से 3 घंटे लेके तो नहीं बैठती थी, बट हाँ मैं क्वेश्चन देख के उसको एनालाइज करती थी कि क्या मैं इसका सोल्यूशन कर पा रही हूँ या नहीं. तो मैं उसको शॉर्ट में सॉल्व कर लेती थी पेपर पे एंड आई यूज्ड टू कंपेयर इट विद द आंसर गिवन इन दी सजेस्टेड. तब ऐसे सॉल्व करा था लिख के करने. सी राइटिंग दी सॉल्यूशंस इज इम्पॉर्टेंट. एटलीस्ट अगर आप पूरा नहीं लिख रहे हो कि एग्जाम में आप कैसे उसको सॉल्व करने वाले हो, इट्स फाइन, लेकिन आपको थोड़ा थोड़ा लिखना चाहिए. अगर आप ओरली क्वेश्चंस को देखने के बाद सीधा सॉल्यूशन रीड कर रहे हो तो दैट इज नॉट गोइंग टू हेल्प. इससे आपको कॉन्फिडेंस भी नहीं आएगा और आपको पता भी नहीं चलेगा कि आपको कौन से क्वेश्चन मार्क करने की जरूरत है. क्योंकि कई बार हो सकता है आप जो क्वेश्चन में गलती कर देते, if you had written the answer yourself, if you had solved yourself, आपको पता ही नहीं चलेगा. सो इट्स बेटर, इट्स एडवाइजेबल कि आप क्वेश्चंस को खुद सॉल्व पहले करो एंड देन गो एंड चेक द सोल्यूशन. क्वेश्चंस को ऑडिट मत करो. क्वेश्चन देखा, आंसर देखा, ठीक है, आंसर ठीक करा हुआ है, ठीक है, ऐसे आपको पता नहीं चलेगा. क्योंकि इससे क्या होगा, आप हो सकता है कुछ ऐसे क्वेश्चंस को भी एलिमिनेट कर दो जो शायद आप अगर खुद से सॉल्व करते तो आप उसमें मिस्टेक कमिट कर देते. तो इसीलिए इट्स एडवाइजेबल दैट यू solve the questions yourself first and then compare your answer, at least the final answer, with the one given in the book. ठीक है. मैं पूरा तो सॉल्व नहीं करती थी, ऑब्वियसली इतना सारा टाइम नहीं होता कि हम पूरा सॉल्व करें, तो इसलिए. बट येस, यू शुड हैव एन आइडिया कि एग्जाम में आपको किस तरीके से उस आंसर को प्रेजेंट करना है. That's it. First reading में I just focused on understanding the things, not on forced retention. If you are able to remember a few points, concepts, then that's a good thing. But don't force your brain to remember and recall every single thing. I used to mark all the tricky questions which were not so direct and those questions which I was unable to solve without seeing the solution. Please don't just read or audit the solutions. Read the question, try interpreting it, think of an answer if it's theory, or if it's a practical question, then solve it short on a piece of paper and then compare your solution with the one given in book. If you directly jump onto the answer, then you will never know which are the tricky questions for yourself. You can't just rely on someone else's list of marked questions. You have to make your own list. I remember a few days before exams, I was getting a few messages wherein people were asking me to share the list of questions that I have made for last day revision, and I was so surprised that how will this help? My list has only those questions which I found difficult, or maybe those questions which I need to practice one more time before going to the exam hall. This won't be helpful for you at all. So please don't do such things. Study sincerely, understand, analyze, and solve. Don't just read your course books like you are reading a novel. This way, you will never get that confidence in exams. When you'll be solving the questions, you will definitely feel underconfident while writing each and every step, because you are not used to writing. So please make sure that you do some writing practice. Some specific points about chapters like Ind AS 115, financial instruments, consolidation. These are some big chapters. For these chapters, I could never complete them in long sittings. So I used to break my allotted study hours, then study these chapters in small parts so that I can retain also. Because in huge chapters like these, if we don't learn things simultaneously, it becomes difficult to handle that chapter, because after that chapter will get over and we don't get that confidence even after completing them once. So to make sure you don't feel like it's undone even after doing it, then make sure you try remembering stuff from these few chapters to get a grip and confidence over the subject, because these are a little bulky. If you don't try to remember what you have studied few hours ago, then definitely once you complete the whole chapter, you'll be like, I don't remember anything. I think I've wasted 4-5 hours doing nothing. It's better you do it in parts, and whenever you do the second part, you have to revise the first part. Cumulative revision. Okay. This was all about my FR strategy. Let's talk about SFM. I took classes from Aditya Jain sir, solved all the questions from his book along with the amendment file that he shares in his Telegram group 1 month before every attempt. Since I had practiced all the questions from his book again and again earlier also, I had applied the same strategy, reading the concepts, then solving the questions, marking the questions which were tricky, and then solving them again and again, the marked ones only. Okay, so similarly, since I had practiced all the questions from his book again and again, the marked ones of course, so 1 month before exam, my main focus was on the new questions which were added by the institute in the study material. A lot of questions were similar to what were already there in sir's material, simply because the newly added questions were a compilation of questions from past year question papers, old course PM. So most of the questions were already covered in his material. But still, to make sure that I don't leave any question, I just found a few new and good questions which were from recent attempts, as my coaching material was a bit old as I took classes in March 2018. So just to make sure that I don't miss out on any new question, I solved the whole amendment file once and revised the tricky questions again, because that's what we do. We have to do all the questions once, and then we have to just do the marked questions again and again to be sure that we are prepared, right? So this is what I do. Now again, same point. Don't read the answers, solve them yourself, and then see what points you missed out or where did you commit mistake. Mark the questions which you are unable to solve in one go and practice them again. For theory, I refer to sir's latest theory booklet, which he releases 1 month before every attempt in his Telegram channel. I just focused on important chapters of theory and learned the main sub-points of it after understanding what the content is. I did not study the whole theory much in depth, because I knew I won't be able to remember it no matter how much I try, because I know myself. So I did go for selective study in this. But yes, if you think you have time and you have some practical knowledge of finance, then definitely you can make theory your strength. Now the strategy of audit. I think सबको इसी का सबसे ज़्यादा इंतज़ार है, सबसे ज़्यादा डर सबको इसी सब्जेक्ट से लगता है. मैं काफ़ी डिटेल में डिस्कस करने वाली हूँ, बिकॉज आई नो दिस इज़ द प्रॉब्लम एरिया एंड यू नीड अ सोल्यूशन फॉर दिस. यू ऑल टेल मी समथिंग. क्या आप किसी भी सब्जेक्ट को अच्छे से पढ़ सकते हो? इफ़ यू हैव अ फोबिया ऑफ इट आई डोंट थिंक सो कि आप अपना बेस्ट दे पाओगे अगर आप किसी भी सब्जेक्ट को हेजिटेशन, फियर, नेगेटिव थॉट्स के साथ पिक कर रहे हो. Something. IPCC में audit was one of my favorite subjects. I used to like studying it because I was able to understand it, link it, and in fact, it used to excite me that once I'll begin with my articleship, it will be so good to apply all that I'm studying as theory. मुझे सच में नहीं पता था कि ऑडिट में मार्क्स नहीं मिलते हैं या ये डिफिकल्ट सब्जेक्ट है. I was just enjoying studying it. I gave my exams and it went really well, so much that I was expecting a 70 plus score, but then in reality I scored 58 marks. For me it was a bad score because my paper went really well and I had no clue कि audit में marks नहीं मिलते हैं. Then I joined my articleship and heard every other CA finalist fearing audit. When I said that I scored 58 and I was not satisfied, everybody was so surprised and started saying कि 58 is a very good score, audit में number नहीं मिलते, 58 तो बहुत अच्छे हैं. It was then I realized that audit is a tough subject and clearing it is going to be difficult. 58 is a good score in audit. No matter how well your paper went, 58 is a good score. That's why I made audit a difficult subject for myself too, because I absorbed that thought of audit being the most difficult subject in group 1. Similar thing happened while studying SCMP. I had always liked costing as a subject from my IPCC days, and in finals also when I was taking classes I was enjoying solving questions and understanding the concepts. But after every attempt, I always heard from my seniors that SCMP is a difficult subject. इसमें पास हो गए तो ग्रुप निकल जाएगा. मुझे फिर इस सब्जेक्ट से भी डर लगने लग गया. And I reached out to this conclusion that audit in group 1 and SCMP in group 2 are the most difficult subjects to tackle. तो SCMP तो सबके लिए मुश्किल है, इसीलिए मेरे लिए भी मुश्किल है. लेकिन किसी का एक पर्सनली एक सब्जेक्ट होता है जो जिससे उनको थोड़ा सा डर लगता है या फिर जिसमें वो थोड़ा कॉन्फिडेंट फील नहीं करते. For me, it was law. Since I had done law self during IPCC and had scored 40 that time, this meant I was not having a good grip over the subject. I did not have a proper base. So there has always been a lack of confidence whenever I tried to approach this subject. Now, for me, 3 subjects became the monster, and to deal with them, all I knew was that I have to give ample amount of time to make sure that these monsters don't spoil my result. I had this fear कि अगर ये 3 papers difficult आ गए या फिर मेरे अच्छे नहीं हुए तो मैं पक्का फेल हो जाऊंगी. तो ये fear मेरे अंदर कहीं ना कहीं था, जिसकी वजह से मैंने इन तीनों subjects को काफ़ी ज़्यादा टाइम दिया. Because I had the fear, तो मुझे लगा कि इन सब्जेक्ट्स को मैं नहीं छोड़ सकती हूँ. मुझे इसमें एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट्स डालने ही पड़ेंगे. Why did I tell you the whole story? The answer is because I wanted you to learn a lesson from my experience, which I also learned eventually. Never give tags to any subject or chapter like ये difficult है, सबको किसी की समझ नहीं आता, सबको इसमें डर लगता है, इसमें मार्क्स नहीं मिलते, या मैं लास्ट टाइम इस सब्जेक्ट में फेल हुआ था या हुई थी, एट्सेट्रा एट्सेट्रा. अगर आप इन सब बातों को सोचोगे तो पक्का वो सब्जेक्ट आपको या वो चैप्टर आपको डिफिकल्ट लगेगा. पिक ईच एंड एवरी सब्जेक्ट विद अ पॉजिटिव अप्रोच, पॉजिटिव माइंडसेट. इफ यू फाइंड इट डिफिकल्ट आफ्टर स्टडिंग, देन इट्स ओके. द सॉल्यूशन इज सिंपल. You have to give more time to that specific subject or chapter in comparison with others. That's it. आप जब उसको टाइम दोगे, उस पर एफर्ट्स लगाओगे, तो वो ऑटोमेटिकली ईजी होने लग जाएगा और आपको पसंद भी आने लग जाएगा. बस सब कुछ समझ कर पढ़ना है. जितना अच्छे से इंटरप्रेट कर लोगे, समझ लोगे, दैट सब्जेक्ट विल बिकम ईजी फॉर यू एंड यू विल स्टार्ट लाइकिंग इट. डोंट स्पेंड मोर टाइम ऑन दोज चैप्टर्स जो आपको पसंद है या ईजी लगते हैं. इंस्टेड इन्वेस्ट योर टाइम ऑन दोज जिस पर थोड़ा एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट डालने से वो इजी बन सकते हैं. और इसको डर के साथ मत पढ़ो, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा कोशिश करो समझने की. and then keywords learn करने की. July 21 attempt paper was tricky because questions were case scenario based, and we had to apply everything we had studied and recall, analyze what all can be written as a solution to a particular question they have asked. In a single question, various aspects and concepts were tested together. I have seen many people doing selective study in audit, saying audit is too vast and we cannot cover all of it. So let's just do A category as per the ABC analysis. I know it's vast, but so are other subjects. If you think you can't remember audit for a long time, then study it every day. Keep 2 hours for audit every single day. Don't read it again and again. Understand it. Mark important words. Make short summaries and revise them again and again. Don't be selective. Suppose आपने सिर्फ प्रोफेशनल एथिक्स, कंपनी ऑडिट, स्टैंडर्ड्स और टैक्स ऑडिट पढ़ा है और आपने सोच लिया कि मैक्सिमम वेटेज की कवरेज हो गई है पास होने के लिए, तो क्लियर हो जाना चाहिए था. बट ऐसे नहीं होता. पेपर में एक क्वेश्चन के 4 पार्ट्स हैं और पार्ट्स एक ही चैप्टर से थोड़ी पूछे जाएंगे. इट विल बी अ कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ वेरियस चैप्टर्स. इनफैक्ट जुलाई अटेम्प्ट में इन अ सिंगल क्वेश्चन वी हैड टू राइट portions of different chapters. There was so much interlinking required, so please, it's a request, don't do chapters based on their weightage only. Study everything. ABC analysis is not given to promote selective studies, there to help you prioritize the chapters in that sequence. It doesn't mean that you have to leave B or C category chapters. It's possible that your approach towards every chapter may differ, which is fine because some chapters require more attention and some are very easy to remember. Approach may differ, but leaving anything is not a solution. Okay, chapters important होती है and I think mock देने से help भी होती होगी, and of course जिनकी writing speed कम है उनको तो डेफिनेटली मॉक्स देने ही चाहिए. बिकॉज अगर आपको आपका आता हुआ पेपर छूट रहा है ना, तो उससे बुरा आई डोंट थिंक कुछ हो सकता है. जिनके कभी भी पेपर में क्वेश्चंस छूटे हैं या जिन्हें लगता है कि वो जल्दी से क्वेश्चन को इंटरप्रेट करके ये नहीं एनालाइज कर पाते कि उनको क्या क्या लिखना पड़ेगा एज ए सोल्यूशन, देन डेफिनेटली यू शुड राइट मॉक एग्जाम्स एंड यू शुड डेफिनेटली सॉल्व अ लॉट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस, क्योंकि उससे रिकॉलिंग में काफ़ी हेल्प होती है. एंड वो भी तब होगी जब आप क्वेश्चन देख के सीधा सोल्यूशन पे जंप नहीं करोगे, क्वेश्चन पढ़ के खुद से सोल्यूशन सोचोगे, तभी आपको वो रिकॉल हो पाएगा प्रोविजन या फिर कॉन्सेप्ट. ठीक है, ज़रूरी नहीं है कि आपको कोई मॉक टेस्ट सीरीज ही ज्वाइन करनी है, आप घर पर भी सेल्फ प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हो. इट्स नॉट मैंडेटरी टू ज्वाइन एनी टेस्ट सीरीज, बट हाँ, डू प्रैक्टिस. पर्सनली मैंने कोई मॉक्स नहीं दिए थे किसी भी सब्जेक्ट के, बिकॉज मुझे अपनी स्पीड पर कॉन्फिडेंस था, लाइक आई टोल्ड यू, एंड मेरा कभी भी आज सच पेपर नहीं छूटा है अनलेस एंड अनटिल आई वाज नॉट श्योर अबाउट व्हाट टू राइट फॉर एनी क्वेश्चन. रिकॉलिंग में जनरली इशू इसलिए होता है एंड उन्हें होता है बिकॉज मोस्ट ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स रीड द सॉल्यूशंस विदाउट ट्राइंग टू सॉल्व इट देमसेल्व्स. तो मेक श्योर यू सॉल्व एज मेनी क्वेश्चंस एज पॉसिबल. इट एक्ट्स लाइक अ टेस्ट फॉर योर ब्रेन and it also helps in remembering and recalling a lot of stuff. I personally used to revise the concepts first and then focus on solving more and more questions, because actually concept apply कैसे करना है वो questions solve करके अच्छे से clear होता है. Plus it used to help me in remembering the stuff more. Also one common point which I noticed was many students study audit only from question banks. See, question bank is important to solve, but you don't have to study just that. Study the whole chapter, then go through all the questions, mark the tricky or conceptual questions, so that you have to just revise a few questions during your subsequent revisions after revising the whole chapter from the main book. Eliminate the direct questions because वो आपके already main module में cover हो जाएंगे. सो सेकेंड एंड सब्सिक्वेंट रिविजन के लिए आपके पास मेन मॉड्यूल या फिर आपके हैंड रिटन नोट्स या फिर चार्ट्स जो भी आप यूज़ कर रहे हो फॉर कवरिंग द मेन मॉड्यूल, प्लस सम मार्क्ड लिस्ट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस होना चाहिए फ्रॉम ईच चैप्टर. दैट्स इट. डोंट लुक फॉर शॉर्टकट्स. खुद सारे क्वेश्चंस सॉल्व करने हैं, गो थ्रू करने हैं, एंड देन यू हैव टू प्रिपेयर योर ओन लिस्ट. Don't look for someone else's list. Seriously, it won't help. It won't help. MCQs can become scoring if you have studied well and solved questions. बिकॉज जब आप प्रैक्टिस करते हो ना तब आपको पता चलता है कि कहाँ आपकी प्रिपरेशन लैक कर रही है या कौन सी चीज़ ऐसी है जो आपको याद नहीं आ रही, कहाँ पर कौन सी चीज़ आप बार बार भूल जाते हो. You get to know your strengths and weaknesses better when you solve questions. But do it only after revising the whole course. Okay? When you know this is my weakness, you will definitely devote more time on it and try to make it your strength. So make sure you practice a lot. Now before moving any further, I'll first of all answer the most frequently asked question. It's more of a request, not a question, that most of you are requesting me if I can share my audit handwritten notes. See, I had not prepared separate notes for all the chapters. I used to read, understand, analyze and make small summaries in the book itself. Or I used to highlight the important pointers, important lines in the book for further revisions to make my further revisions quicker. But I used to not write the notes, I used to not make proper notes separately on the register. So it is not possible for me to share the whole book because my book contains small charts, and whatever notes I had prepared, I had already shared them on my YouTube channel, like for standards, peer review, quality review. I had prepared notes in the register, so I had already shared them with you on YouTube also and on my Telegram channel also. A lot of you are struggling with the chapter audit under fiscal laws. I'm going to definitely try making videos covering this chapter, but yes, that is going to take some time because I'll be a little busy with my interviews and stuff, so that is going to take time. One more question, audit कहाँ से पढ़ें? See, audit का जो स्टडी मटेरियल है वो काफ़ी डिटेल्ड है. अपना मटेरियल थोड़ा सा कंसाइज बना देते हैं, तो उसकी वजह से क्या होता है, कुछ टॉपिक्स स्किप हो जाते हैं. एंड सिंस वी डोंट रीड द स्टडी मटेरियल, वी लेटर ऑन स्ट्रगल कि ये कहाँ से पूछ लिया, ये कहाँ से पूछ लिया. I also felt the same when I was solving the case scenarios. I studied standards from sir's material because pronouncements में से cover करना was not at all possible. But yes, for other chapters, it was a mix of sir's book and study material. For a few chapters, I referred to sir's book, but mostly I covered chapters from the study material because they were detailed and there were a lot of pointers which were not there in sir's material. So since I did not want to take any risk, I just wanted to clear it. इसलिए मैंने फिर study material से ही coverage की थी because it was detailed and there was no scope कि कुछ रह जाए. Also, study material में I used to make short charts on the top or on the margins of the page to make my subsequent revisions easier, as I told you before. इसलिए I don't have notes for every chapter, so I won't be able to share them. I hope अब आपको ऑडिट की स्ट्रैटेजी या ऑडिट कैसे पढ़ना है वो क्लियर हो गया होगा. ऑडिट का स्टडी मटेरियल पिक करो, उसमें से पढ़ो जितना आप, मतलब अगर आप एक पेज पढ़ रहे हो ना, उसको समराइज कर लो. इस पूरे पेज में क्या क्या चीज़ें रेलेवेंट थी, पढ़ने के बाद उसको खुद से भी एक बार रिपीट कर लो, साइड में मार्जिन्स में लिख लो. ऐसे हर पेज के साथ करो, और जो पेज पे आपको लगता है काफ़ी रेपिटेशन है या फिर ये कंटेंट आप किसी और जगह भी पढ़ चुके हो, तो वहाँ पर मेंशन कर दो सेम कंटेंट गिवन ऑन दिस पेज या सेम कंटेंट गिवन ऑन इन दिस टॉपिक. जिससे क्या होगा कि आपका वो जो रेपिटेटिव पार्ट होगा वो एलिमिनेट हो जाएगा और आपका मटेरियल थोड़ा कंसाइज होने लगेगा. बिकॉज अदरवाइज अगर आप देखोगे तो इतने बल्कि मटेरियल से आप तो बार बार जल्दी से सब चीज़ें रिवाइज नहीं कर सकते. इफ़ यू वॉन्ट टू मेक योर रिविजन्स क्विकर, यू विल हैव टू समराइज थिंग्स. छोटे नोट्स बना लो साइड में, जिससे कि टॉपिक जल्दी से जल्दी रिवाइज हो जाए. एंड आप बार बार रिवाइज करोगे ना तो फिर वो ऑटोमेटिकली रिविजन आपकी जल्दी होने लग जाती है. पर सिर्फ जल्दी पे फोकस नहीं करना है कि रिविजन जल्दी हो रही है. द क्वालिटी ऑफ रिविजन इज ऑल्सो इम्पॉर्टेंट. ठीक है, नंबर ऑफ रिविजन इंपॉर्टेंट होती हैं बट क्वालिटी भी उतनी ही इंपॉर्टेंट होती है. आपने 10 बार रिवाइज कर लिया, लेकिन 10 बार आपने सिर्फ रीडिंग करी थी तो वो उतना इफेक्टिव नहीं होगा. लेकिन अगर आपने 3 बार 4 बार ही पढ़ा था, बट लेकिन आपने इतने फोकस के साथ पढ़ा था कि आपको चीज़ें रिटेन भी हो रही थी, सो दैट इज़ मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट. ठीक है, तो You have to focus on quality than quantity. Quantity का मतलब ये नहीं कि कोर्स छोड़ना है. Let's talk about law now. लॉ में मेरी कोई एक्सेप्शनली डिफरेंट स्ट्रैटेजी रही थी. मैंने लॉ स्टडी मटेरियल से पढ़ा था, क्योंकि जब मैंने क्लासेस ली थी दैट वाज लॉन्ग बैक, एंड उसके बाद काफ़ी सारी अमेंडमेंट्स आ गई थी, तो मुझे बुक सेट चेंज ही करना पड़ता. तो इंस्टेड ऑफ चेंजिंग द बुक सेट, इंस्टेड ऑफ बाइंग द न्यू कोचिंग मटेरियल, what I preferred was I picked up the study material and started studying from that. जहाँ पर भी थोड़ा सा लगता था कि नहीं समझ आ रहा, I used to refer back to my कोचिंग मटेरियल. कोई चार्ट्स वगैरह मिल जाते थे या कुछ कंटेंट देखकर याद आ जाता था कि व्हाट आई हैड स्टडीड ड्यूरिंग माई क्लासेस, तो उससे थोड़ी हेल्प मिल जाती थी. बट मेनली मेरा फोकस सिर्फ और सिर्फ स्टडी मटेरियल की कवरेज पे था. स्टडी मटेरियल में काफ़ी अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन भी किया हुआ है, तो इतनी प्रॉब्लम नहीं आ रही थी. सिमिलर स्ट्रैटेजी थी. आई यूज्ड टू राइट डाउन द समरीज ऑफ द होल पेज ऑन द टॉप और एट द साइड. इस टाइप से समरीज बन जाती थी. एंड क्योंकि मुझे इंटरेस्ट आने लगे था लॉ को पढ़ते पढ़ते, तो मुझे सेक्शंस वगैरह याद होने लगे थे. बट स्टिल अगर आपको सेक्शंस में 0.1% भी डाउट है दैट कि सेक्शन 180 था या 181, तो मत लिखो. 0.1% भी डाउट है तो मत लिखो, बिकॉज गलत सेक्शंस कोट करने से बहुत गड़बड़ हो जाती है. इट्स बेटर यू डोंट कोट इट इफ यू हैव एनी डाउट. ओके, इफ यू आर प्रिटी कॉन्फिडेंट कि यही सेक्शन एप्लीकेबल हो रहा है, इसी सेक्शन का कंटेंट आप लिखने वाले हो, देन ओनली राइट दैट पर्टिकुलर सेक्शन नंबर. ओके, सिमिलरली आप स्टडी मटेरियल से कवर करो, देन कोई भी क्वेश्चन है, क्वेश्चन बैंक फॉलो कर सकते हो. जो भी आपने जहाँ से भी क्लासेस लिए हैं उनका क्वेश्चन बैंक, या कोई भी मार्केट में इतने सारे क्वेश्चन बैंक्स, क्वेश्चन अवेलेबल है, सब अच्छे होते हैं, ऐसे कोई ख़राब नहीं होता. आप कोई भी क्वेश्चन बैंक यूज़ कर सकते हो क्वेश्चंस को प्रैक्टिस करने के लिए. सेम चीज़ है, क्वेश्चन जब हम प्रैक्टिस करते हैं तो रिकॉल होने में हेल्प होता है, इसीलिए क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करना इम्पॉर्टेंट है. एंड जितने ज़्यादा फिर वही प्रोविजन पढ़ो, क्वेश्चंस मार्क करो, एंड दैट्स इट. पेपर्स वगैरह, पास्ट ईयर पेपर्स जितने कर सकते हो वेल एंड गुड है. क्वेश्चनर में नहीं तो जनरली कवर्ड होते हैं. सिर्फ आपको लेटेस्ट RTP MTP देखना पड़ता है, क्योंकि उसके क्वेश्चनर में ऑब्वियसली कवर्ड नहीं होते. तो बस यही कुछ चीज़ें हैं जो आपको फॉलो करनी है. So you can solve MCQs for remembering the minute points which we usually miss out while reading the provisions. Solving questions generally helps in active recalling, and you definitely get that confidence that yes, you are preparing well. So, but of course, solving question does not mean I'm repeating this again and again, because मैंने most common mistake यही observe की है कि सब लोग रीड कर लेते हैं क्वेश्चन पढ़ते ही सोल्यूशन, which is the real problem. So solve the questions. You don't have to solve the questions, don't read them. Read the question and think of the answer yourself first. लॉ कैसे पढ़ती थी वो आपने मेरी कुछ वीडियोस से भी देखा ही होगा. मैंने डायरेक्टर्स मॉड्यूल पूरा स्टडी मटेरियल से कवर करके अपलोड किया था, and that was the way I used to study law, interpret it and link it. तो जिस टाइप से मैं पढ़ती थी वो मैंने वो वीडियोस में उसी टाइप से कवरेज की थी. एंड that's about it. That was my strategy. ऐसा हो सकता है आपने इसमें से पॉइंट्स, काफ़ी सारे पॉइंट्स सुने हुए हों, बिकॉज आई थिंक ऑलमोस्ट सब लोग यही चीज़ें करते हैं. बट भी हो सकता है कुछ ऐसे पॉइंट्स हो जो आप अभी भी अप्लाई नहीं कर रहे थे. तो आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट प्लीज़, ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं बचा है दिसंबर एग्ज़ाम्स के लिए, सो जस्ट गिव योर बेस्ट, डू वॉट एवर बेस्ट यू कैन विद इन द गिवन टाइम फ्रेम. बहुत ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं है एग्ज़ाम्स में, बट कम भी नहीं है कि आप प्रिपरेशन ना कर पाओ. टाइम ज़्यादा नहीं है, आप वेस्ट नहीं कर सकते, लेकिन टाइम इतना है कि आप प्रिपेयर कर सकते हो. तो प्लीज़ मेक श्योर दैट यू यूटिलाइज द लेफ्ट ओवर टाइम वेरी वेल, एंड all the very best for your exams. This was my group 1 strategy. I'll be sharing my group 2 strategy in the next video. I hope this video could help you in some way. If it did, share it with your friends too. And I'll see you in the next video. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, and bye bye.